What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Public Property. I am your host, Monroe Martin, and like always, baby, I am joined by my co-host, best friend, and artist extraordinaire, Darryl F5 Davis.
What up? What up? How y'all doing today?
Yo, this week we have an amazing guest. He's a comedian, he's an actor, and he's the host of the AMK Morgan podcast. Give it up for Martin Soneby. Actually, I should add in some claps and some posts.
Absolutely.
Yo.
I'm used to silence.
Nah, I'm not.
Okay.
I live in New York. It is constant noise. This is the quietest it's ever been. Even recording this podcast, there's no ambulance, there's no arguments. This shit is eerie. I feel like something's going on outside. I mean, this is way too quiet. Somebody got murdered or some shit.
Well, what happened last time it was this quiet? Was it like 9/11?
It was COVID.
It was COVID.
Yes.
Yeah. I was a kid during 9/11. I didn't even know what the fuck was happening during 9/11. All I know is we got a half a day of school, and I went home and watched SpongeBob.
Yeah, 9/11 was different for me. It was like, yo, the Twin Towers went down. I'm just like, what is that?
Yeah.
And it was like, you don't know what the Twin Towers are? Nah.
No, we live in Philly. As long as they don't hit your favorite cheesesteak spot, you're like, oh, okay, things is good. Yo.
Exactly. The Liberty Bell or William Penn.
Yep. Let me give you a little backstory on how I met Morgan. I met Martin my first time visiting Sweden. I met him through two wonderful producers who run the Laugh House Comedy Club, Jonathan Rollins and Johannes, how you say it, Brenning. Yo, he let me call him the wrong name the entire trip.
Yeah, he does.
Yo, is that a Swedish thing? Y'all just so like, okay, yeah. We called him Jonas the entire time.
Honestly, I think it's a way of goofing on people. Just to let him call you the wrong name for weeks.
Yo.
Hey, yo.
And then eventually be like, you know that's not my fucking name, right?
Yeah. Oh, he did?
Hey, towards the end, he was like, you know it's Johannes. And we was like, oh shit, nigga, we've been calling you Jonas for 11 days straight.
Yeah.
No.
That's the way on you, because you didn't remember his name. It's like,
Dude.
I have a friend who called his father-in-law the wrong name for years.
Oh.
For years.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You piping down his daughter and you can't get his name right?
Was that?
No, I'm saying you piping down his daughter and you can't get his name right?
Whoa. Yo, whoa. It's kind of goated just because of that, yeah.
But after a few years, he went, my name is Lars, right?
What was he calling him?
I don't know, something similar, but not the exact, not the right name.
Like Larry or some shit?
Yeah.
No. Yo, so you took me and my lady to our first soccer game in Europe. That shit was amazing. You explained us the soccer culture in Europe. I was trying to explain to Darryl, I'm like, yo, y'all get busy. Y'all take that shit very seriously. You even pointed out an area where people fight. Like, you're like, yo, there's designated fights and shit like that.
Yeah, there are still a few of those. There used to be a lot more people doing that a few decades ago, but there's still a few hanging in there with a fist. Not a lot, but it still happens. It's different. I just got back from a game, actually. We just played today.
Yeah, how was it?
It was good. We won 3-0. We were good. We were dominating.
That's good. Is it the young boy? What's his name? The young kid. Is he still on the team? Or he got traded, right?
Yeah, well, we sold him, but he keeps he's still with us until the summer because in the Premier League they play fall, spring, and they spring, fall. So they're trying to bring him in the off season to England. He'll get there. He'll play with us in the spring, and he'll leave for England in July, something like that.
Where'd your love for soccer come from?
I don't know. It's just something you grow up with. I guess for you to explain it, so you will understand. It's like if you grew up, somewhere in where you grew up, it's you grew up with football, right? Football is the number one
But
sport.
not everybody loves football. Like I know a lot. I know a lot of people. Daryl's a football fan, but he's not a basketball fan. But I know a lot of people who just don't fuck with the local teams.
Yeah, well, not a lot of. Well, there are people here who don't, fuck with the local teams, soccer teams. It's the same. But I mean, it's what I'm trying to say is it's ingrained in the culture. Mm-hmm. You just don't like fall in love and discover it. It's just there from birth, just like the NFL is there from birth for you guys, or the NBA, or whatever it is. It's just there. It's just part of it's a part of everyday what you do every day, what you talk about. So it's not like I fell in love with it. It's just like I think I stayed with it.
Okay. But you're like the man. Like when we were there, people was like, yo, like high-fiving you and shit. Like you're really a part of that culture.
Yeah. Well, I've been going for 30 years, 35 years. So I'm one of the old dudes now. I started going in my teens, and now I'm one of the old guys. Mm-hmm. But it's also we're all season ticket holders, so we see each other every week or every 2 weeks. So it's an away game 1 week and a home game 1 week, and every 2 weeks we meet each other. So it's not like the shit over there. It's just like people, you're happy to see people, because you only see them like every 2 weeks. So you're like, hey, there's my buddy from the third row.
My buddy from
you
the
didn't
third
remember
row.
his name. You just remember his seat number.
I don't know anybody, man. I just know seat numbers. Yeah.
Exactly. He's like, hey, section 32. What's up, man?
Yeah, row 6, 357. What's up?
So like in Sweden, like you said, not everybody's like the home team fan. You know what I mean? Like, does that start more fights over there? Because soccer is aggressive in those countries. So if you be like, hey, I'm a such and such fan, and you're this fan, and you're just like, well, you guys suck. It's like, do a lot of fights break out over that?
No, well, if alcohol is involved,
most likely. Okay.
It could happen. But I mean, no, it's not like that. I mean, it's like religion. Stockholm has 3 big teams with a lot of following, and you can be friends with people who support other teams. It's not very, but you have your extremists, and they will lose their mind if they're fundamentalists. It's like a lot like religion. You got your Jews and your Christians and your Muslims, and most of the time they get along. But then you got your dickheads who won't get along with anybody in all three camps. Yeah. So it's kind of like that. But I mean, most level-headed people realize it's just a game, man. We'll take it.
Fair enough. We go through that here in the States.
Yeah, Philly is definitely.
Philly's aggressive.
Yeah, Philly's aggressive. They beat up Santa. They booed Santa. They get it. We got a jail. Well, I don't know if the new stadium got a jail, but I remember working at the Link, and they had a jail, and that shit stayed packed.
I also noticed they tear the city apart when they win, which is weird.
I mean, look, Philadelphia's got a weird way of expressing excitement. They flip cars over.
I mean, it's crazy when the Eagles go to the Super Bowl, and just in case they win, they grease up the light poles and the traffic light poles, so you're not able to climb it.
Yeah.
And Philly still finds a way to climb it.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Did you play sports as a kid?
Yeah, I played hockey. I played soccer too. Is the most common thing was like you play hockey in the winter and soccer in the summer. But I liked hockey a lot more, so I focused on hockey from the age of like 13, 14. It was hockey year round because it was kind of serious. Then I realized around 17, 18, I realized I'm not going to go pro.
Who told you weren't going to go pro? Was there an individual that got in your head, or was that a self-discovery where you're like, I see these other players. I'm not as good as them. Let me focus on something else.
Yeah, it was pretty much like that. When you get beat up like 5 times, when you get fucked up and also junior hockey is like this. You turn you turn 16 and you start playing with guys that are 18 and 19. They sort of mash you together, so you're different junior levels. They get matched up with other. And I was like, when I was 16, I was like, 140, 130 pounds, nothing. And I meet like, you match up against 19-year-olds with beards and they're like 230.
Who just been waiting to punch somebody in the face.
They like fresh meat.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I realized after 1 year of junior hockey, I was like, nah, this is not going anywhere. So I didn't have any patience for it. But what I lacked, I lacked talent. But what I lacked in talent, I also lacked in work ethic.
Yeah.
That's an interesting way to put that.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't think so. You're a pretty successful dude. So you just put that talent and that work ethic towards something else.
Dude, I don't have any work ethic. What are you talking about?
Come on now. We had to look up your IMDb page. You put in that work.
You definitely did. 2 seasons with Welcome to Sweden.
You looked at the page?
Hell yeah.
Of course we did.
Hell yeah.
That's,
we looked at the page. You was on Welcome to Sweden, Dips. You did your shit.
Yeah.
No, if you look at the just accumulated amount of work hours that meant that's nothing. An IMDb resume looks way more impressive than it is.
Nah, I see, Darryl, these goddamn Swedes are modest as hell.
They're so humble.
So humble.
It really we were talking about work ethic, right? Yeah. That's like an hour a year. I put that.
An hour a year.
I did a small sitcom, and I did a short movie my friend directed. I wrote a few things. No, it's really not a lot. But I do. I do a show every day.
Yeah. The AMK Morgan show.
Yeah. So I guess that's work ethic. But people go to work every day. It's no big deal.
No, Darryl.
The thing with work, I think with comedians, it's so over exaggerated because this guy, he goes to work like every morning, and you're supposed to be impressed.
I don't think you should downplay the work ethic you did put in, right? Because that's 2 seasons. Welcome to Sweden and Dips, and you kind of have a resume. Not kind of, you do have a resume. I don't think you should be so humble. Talk that shit with your chest, Martin.
Now, that's an American thing. Being braggadocious is an American thing.
Yeah,
trust me.
Well, small part in a small sitcom for 2 seasons and a short movie. What would you?
Successful, because a lot of people can't. Exactly. A lot of people can't get that.
I would show up to every class reunion with those 2 seasons on my shirt, with sunglasses, and possibly, I would probably hire security. That's it. Like, oh, look, Darryl's really successful. He did 2 seasons of Welcome to Sweden. I'm just like, yeah, please, distance, please.
Yeah. That's what people do over here. I knew comics that had bodyguards as open micers. Like as soon as by the second open mic, they was like, "Yeah, this my manager, this my driver." A driver, nigga, you don't take Uber like everybody.
Nah, in America, we boast heavy.
I don't know, but I'm proud of the shows I've done, the podcast productions I've done. I'm proud of that. I did comedy for 16 years, so that was a lot of work. That was a lot of work.
So the stand-up is the shit you're most proud of?
In terms of work ethic, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you know how much work it is.
Yeah, that's why I was just telling Darryl. I'm like, it's not only hard work on your behalf, but just being in the culture sometimes and the environment, you got to deal with a lot of other people's shit, and you got to build up a good resilience to just always take care of yourself and just have a good mental health regimen. So I read that you're from, I don't know if I'm saying it right, Osmo, is I'm saying that right? It says that you're from a town in Sweden called Osmo.
I grew up there. Well, up until I was 13, I grew up there. It's 40 minutes south of Stockholm.
It's a very rural, farmland type place, right?
Yeah, it was a small town, yeah. And then I moved to the city when I was 13. So I had It was like 2 chapters of my childhood when I went, like the first part, and I spent my teens in a different part of town.
So how'd you go from that to comedy and just being in the entertainment industry?
Just lack of options, burned out on shit. I think I was in law school at Stockholm University, and I sort of I don't know, hit a wall something in year 2, and I didn't know what to do, so I just bummed around for a year, like a year and a half, and had no plans, nothing to do. So I was like, I might as well, because I've always been a comedy fan. And I figured I can always I'll try comedy. So I started doing comedy in around late 2005, I think.
You started 2 years before me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it's a similar story. Just bumming around, didn't know what to do with life. I didn't have the law school background. I was failing community college.
Well,
and I was like, you left school? I didn't leave. I think they were done with me.
Oh, okay.
I was at community college for like 4 years because I would do the bare minimum. Like whatever the least amount of classes you can take per semester, I did that.
Okay.
I was doing that. I actually did it for the money. So being in foster care, you get grants and shit to go to school. But I learned if you register a certain amount of classes and cancel them, they'll still send you that whole check. So I was just going to school
This guy.
for the money. I learned a good little loophole. Yeah, hustler.
Community college is supposed to be like 2 years?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, typically. Yeah. That's
That's
usually the
stupid
goal.
That's usually the goal. If you do it right, it's 2 years. But I turned it into a 4-year university.
Dr. Monroe.
Yo, I don't have shit. I don't have an associate's and nothing. I just stopped going. Who are some of your like inspirations in the comedy? Like, what was the comic that you seen that made you go, I can probably do this?
Well, there's one, but I'll start with the one that kept me off comedy for 10 years because I love comedy. I lived in the States like in 94, 95. I lived in St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay.
And the Comedy Central just started up. So they had comedy on like 24 hours a day on that channel. So whatever, I would get home from school and I would just turn on Comedy Central and watch comedy all day. And I loved it. And but George Carlin kept me off from doing comedy for years because I looked at him and I said, I could never do that. That is amazing. That is high art. There's no way I could do anything like that. And then like 10 years went by and I watched Dane Cook do comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh shit, I can do that. That looks easy enough.
Wait, is that a diss to Dane Cook? Because Dane Cook was
it's not like he was based on inspiration, but he made it look like I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
So in a way, it was more inspiring than George Carlin. But the difference is George Carlin was so good, he made you feel like you could never do anything like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know that feeling. Yeah.
So it was actually Dane Cook that made me feel like, yeah, I could do this shit. I could. So I gave it a try.
What stopped you from being like Dane Cook? Because some people watch a comic and then they get that thing to copy him, where they go, "Oh, I like this comic, so I'm gonna copy him because I think that's what comedy is supposed to be." What made you not go that route?
Well, how do you know I didn't?
Because I watched one video. I looked, dog. I was looking. I be trying to do my researches.
Absolutely.
I'm embarrassed now. I didn't know you were going to do research.
My bad.
Of course we're going to do research.
Because Dane Cook is like, you ever do a B&E? Huh? You ever do a B&E? Like, I used to love Dane Cook.
I don't know. I just started writing and I just started doing it. I didn't feel like I hope I didn't copy him. Mm-hmm. Anyways, it's 15 years ago. It doesn't matter. I just started writing down shit I thought was funny and went up on stage and kept doing it. and it went pretty well in the beginning. Like I didn't have to struggle for 6 years to get anywhere. I got somewhere pretty fast. Like within 2 years, I got when you get momentum, not necessarily the great jobs or the big tours, but you feel like you have momentum.
Yeah.
So I hit the ground running, and I got momentum like the first 2-3 years where
What was your first gig that made you go, yo, okay, I'm on the right path. I'm doing something right. I'm killing this shit. Or are Swedes not allowed to think like that?
Nah. I had a mentor, like a guy who took me under his wing, and he was recording a show. He was going to put it out on DVD, and he put me and 2 other guys on it. And that was like 6 months in. So he's like, thought I was good enough to be on a DVD, although it was his DVD, but that was like extra material. I was like, yeah, I mean, I think I'm doing something right if he wants to put me on his DVD.
Yeah. Did he sell the DVD, or was he just like, this is my personal collection?
Exactly.
I'm gonna put it over here in the corner.
Yeah.
Just know you're on it.
Maybe he's like a serial killer sort of vibe.
He's like, I'm gonna remember this guy. He's like, I'm gonna wear their skin.
I don't know. No, it was. I think I got momentum like the first 2, 3, 4 years, and then you sort of hit some hurdles, and you got to pass those. So,
what was the first hurdle you hit that made you? Like, I believe you. Everybody does take that first blow where you really get like gut punches. But holy shit, I gotta recalibrate. What was that moment for you?
I burned out on work. Do you see a pattern here? I burn out every like 6 years. But I had momentum, and I took on a lot of work, and I did a lot of stand up, and I wrote for TV, and I did a lot of stuff. And after a while, I had like 4 jobs and stand up, and I just hit a wall, and I couldn't move. So and that was around 2010, 2011, something like that.
Do you still do stand up? You still do stand up though, right?
I haven't in a while because I had a kid. I had this kind of the baby thing.
The baby thing. What do you know about that, Monroe? What do you know about those things, Monroe?
I know I'll be there soon. I'll be there eventually.
Yeah, you're en route to a family. I could tell when I met your wife.
Oh yeah, I don't have much time, so we gonna do it. That actually leads me to my next question. So you still do your podcast and stuff like that, like your radio show. Like, how do you find that balance to be creative, maintain a work ethic, but then be there for your kid?
So I didn't, because I haven't done stand-up in like a year.
How old is your kid?
And my kid is he's going to turn 2 pretty soon.
Okay.
Well, I haven't done stand-up in like a year because I don't know how people do it with a family and other work, and then going out at night. It's like, what are you fucking man? What's going on?
I mean, but as long as your kid sleeps through the night, I think they'd be good, right?
Exactly.
Like, as long as you only need
pop that melatonin.
Look, I grew up being left alone. Like, once the adults thought you were asleep, they drank, they smoked, they went outside. Like, only time you realized they were gone is when you got up in the middle of the night to pee, and you're like, "Mommy?" And you're like, "Where the fuck? If there's shit in this house."
Yeah.
You're not going to be that type of parent.
That's why you became a comedian, because you didn't feel safe in your life. But I'm not trying to raise a comedian.
Damn, right for it.
I mean, you spot on, but I also became a comic because I'm like, oh, I'm funny. I think I could do something with this.
That's hilarious.
I feel like this is a therapy session now. He's like, well, that's
just it.
Why you became a comedian, because you didn't have any structure or security in your life.
I'm trying to not raise a comedian. I'm trying to keep him away from that shit.
So you wouldn't let your son be a comic?
Of course I would. Of course I would.
Oh,
But
but
he's
you just
two. He's 2.
yeah.
Has he started trying you yet? Them terrible twos are real.
I don't. Yeah, I think so. He will be 2 in May.
Okay.
So do they call it that? The terrible twos?
Terrible twos.
Yeah, over here they do.
Yeah, I think I got a taste of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
What's the
what
worst
happened?
thing he's done?
I don't know. He keeps banging his head on, like, when he gets frustrated, he bangs his head in the wall or on the floor. That's not a good.
I don't think that's a good sign.
that's a
Yo.
yeah.
Look, it sounds like you getting material.
Uh-huh.
I think this year off is just you gather material.
Yeah, just trying to. Well, it's hard to stay away from the hack jokes about being a father because it feels like it's been done.
But your kid banging his head is not
That's
hack.
different.
I've never heard anybody go, yo, this motherfucker, anytime he gets frustrated, it's like,
Yeah,
I've never
like,
heard anyone do that.
He goes to his iPad and starts playing Slipknot. It's like, oh. Babe, we got a problem.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how to do this stuff. Well, nobody knows, probably. Nobody knows.
Making that shit up on the spot.
The parent thing is a first for everybody, but it's tough. It's tough, especially when you're faced with situations like I don't know how to, if he's hurting himself or breaking stuff. Like how do you deal with it?
I don't know. Growing up, you just beat their ass, but I think those rules have changed. Hey, y'all, just wanted to take a quick break to tell y'all to go ahead and grab some of that public property merch. It'll really help the podcast grow. Did you come from a 2-parent household?
Yeah, I did. My parents are still married.
Nice.
50 years.
50.
Nice.
Jesus
nice.
Christ. That's a long ass time.
But that wasn't one of them. The 2-parent household was always intact, and they're still married. Like I don't know, they married in 72. That's that's more years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they active in your son's life? Do they help out?
Well, they're retired and they live in Spain. So
okay.
They hightailed it out of here.
Yeah. A lot of people do that when they retire. They sell the house and they move to the Mediterranean.
Oh, that's kind of like here. Everybody retires and go to Florida.
Florida, right?
Oh.
His mom's parents are active. They live in the city, so they see him every week. So that's good. They probably would be involved if they lived in the city, but they aren't. So it's that. But no, I think he's got a good network of people, like relatives. He's got cousins. He's got aunts and uncles, grandparents in the city. So that way, that feels pretty, safe. It's just the head banging, man.
That's just phase 1.
Yeah.
What's phase 2?
You'll find out, I guess, when it happens. This is what Darryl was talking about. This
cut his cock off with a knife.
I don't know. I think it's probably more like when you're asleep and he just kind of like gets in bed and stares at you, and you just wake up and he's just like, "What's up, dude? You either gonna feed me or I'm gonna burn this place down." It's one or the other.
Yeah. That's scary, like that Damien face.
Kids are scary. Kids are different these days, especially with the tablets. Like I realized that kids enjoy watching other kids play. That's always weird to me. They'll go on that tablet, go to YouTube, and be like, Ryan's Playhouse. And just be like, y'all just want to watch kids. You can do this, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to watch another kid play.
Yeah, I heard, because I have a friend who's got older kids, and he watches his kids watching kids on YouTube play video games.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he's got a PlayStation downstairs.
We have video games.
Exactly.
You don't have to watch another kid play video games. And
it's
you know
weird
what
to me.
the answer was?
What?
He was like, but they have so much fun.
I'm like, you don't have fun
damn.
playing this shit. I'm like, return all this shit. Don't ever ask me for nothing else.
Get my 500 back. Like, no. No, we're not doing this.
It seems like they like to watch people having fun.
Yeah. I think that's the world though, right? As big as social media is, most of the followers are just people who just watch other people live their lives, celebrities and all this shit, and judge them and shit. So I think they're starting early.
Yeah, and also I think just doing this. I mean, people probably listen to this, and it feels like they're a part of the conversation. That's why I started the thing I started with the morning radio thing, because it's all independent. It's like a podcast, but I'm not connected to a radio station or anything. It's just me.
Yeah.
But I like Opie and Anthony. You remember Opie and Anthony, right?
Yes. Later in life, I didn't grow up listening to that. I grew up listening to Buck Wild in the morning. Black shit. Very black shit. Yeah.
But that was like 2000. I started listening in 2006, 2007, and it was great because you felt like you were a part of the conversation, but you didn't have to say anything.
Yeah.
Which is every podcast, right?
Yeah.
So you feel like you have company or you have friends, but you're not obliged to in or
you just be nosy. You just be like, okay, I'm gonna just yeah.
They're kind of nice, and that's what people tell me when they meet me and the listeners of the show. It's like I have a bunch of it's like I'm at the table, but I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, and that's almost like watching people having fun, right?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is adults do it too. Like
but
it's not only kids.
Porn is people watching each other have fun.
Watching people have fun. Exactly.
Oh shit! Yeah. I didn't even. Oh shit! Yeah, porn is that.
Sometimes you join virtually. Let me get this lotion and pretend I'm there.
Don't mind me. I'm just in the
I'm
corner.
just saying, don't look this way, guys. Don't look. It's okay. Do you? I'm just there.
What led you
man.
to doing your podcast? What was that defining moment that was like, yo, I'm a step into this arena and try this whole new medium of entertainment?
You can definitely relate to this. Like that after show vibe you have when you sit around a bunch of comedians at a table and just shit, and everybody's done with their spot, and you have a drink and you talk, and it might go for an hour or two, and you just riffing back and forth and you have a good time. That's the vibe I wanted to catch. So I figured if I could just gather 5 or 6 comedians every morning and get a small taste of an after show vibe, like no structured radio show with bits or news or like or nothing like that. Just let's just fucking shoot shit for a couple of hours. And if we're lucky, we catch the after show vibe. And I think every now and then we get there.
Is that your favorite thing right now? Is the doing the podcast?
Yeah, I have a sports podcast too, and so we do that like twice a week. So that's fun too. Just to go through the week in sports. And I had a movie podcast because we realized we talk way too much about movies on the morning show. So I figured I can't be all movies. So I started a movie podcast as well.
What's your favorite movie?
Yeah, I was getting ready to ask that.
Yeah.
That's.
What's your favorite movie genre then? Fuck it. Or is that still too vague?
I love a good heist movie.
Okay.
What's your favorite?
Right.
Now, what's your favorite heist movie?
Probably Heat.
I fucking knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah.
As soon as I was like, it's probably gonna be Heat. I felt Heat is a classic though.
It's the #1 heist movie.
Yes.
I agree.
You don't think what is that? The joint by Quentin Tarantino, Reservoir Dogs. That's a good heist movie. That Presidents is a great heist movie.
What's the one where the guy kind of
Set it
in
off?
the bank and set it off?
Inside Man.
Set it off was good. Inside Man was a good heist movie as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I still got to go Heat.
Fair enough. It's a classic.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
What about you, Darryl? What's your favorite heist movie?
It would probably be Inside Man. It was one of my favorite ones. You know what? That's a lie. What's this movie? The one with Ice Cube's son in it.
The new one, almost.
No. Yeah, it's kind of new. I'm trying to think of the name right now.
It starts with a D.
With the Den.
Yeah.
Den of Thieves? Was that what it's called?
Yeah. Gerard Butler.
I think, was he in there?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Right. It's the one where he's like, loose lip sync ships. It's like one of the biggest sayings.
Yeah.
Has, where nobody knew he was truly tied in.
Yeah.
Then he went to like the UK. Yeah.
It was a good like a reveal in the last.
Right.
Like, oh shit, he was the brains behind it all. That was a good movie. But that's a complete, like, they took the Heat blueprint, right? If you watch it again, it's just
I didn't peep that.
all the same characters, everything that happens is just, except for the reveal in the end. It's just blueprint of Heat. That's the original heist movie, man. It's awesome.
Now I'm gonna go back and watch Heat again.
I'm gonna go.
Dude. Yeah, do it.
What, have you ever auditioned for any heist movies?
I don't think so.
Oh, you could have. You definitely could have made that happen.
Yeah.
Who would I in the gang?
You'll be like the guy who kind of like plans everything out.
Mm-hmm.
It's you got to go here. You do this. If you got to be at this time, make sure you use this. Like I can see you definitely doing it.
There's a guy in Heat. He had a small part. He was in one scene, but he was the planner. He had all the information, all the blueprints. He goes, the alarm is not going anywhere because the week before you go and set it, disable it. He's amazing. He's like in a wheelchair. He's bald. He's got a beard, and he's like, yeah, I got all the schematics. I got everything. And De Niro goes, how do you get all this stuff? And he goes, information, man. It's just flying through the air. All you need is know how to grab it, and I know how to grab it.
You'll be that dude. Yeah.
I think that's who he would be. He'll be that guy.
Yeah, because I'm too old to be the young hunk, the young hero. So I'll be the old the old planner. I'll be
the Expendables has definitely changed the way, So I think you get. I think if we put you in the gym, you lift some weights, we could definitely make you the muscle, make you like a martial arts expert or some shit.
They're all 70. They're all 70 now.
Dude, you can hear the bones cracking through the fucking screen. You can just hear all their knees and shit just pop.
Oh, yeah. Why are they 70?
Dude.
Yeah, they're still getting the job done.
Yeah.
Who is calling them? Who is still calling them? It's like, yo, we got this job. Let's call these old geezers.
Who can do this but the geriatrics? No one will see them coming.
Yo, that's an actually good name for an Expendables parody.
Comedy. Yeah, the geriatrics.
Yo, the geriatrics. I don't know if you're still in your writing bag, but I think you got something there.
That would be dope.
I think you got
One of the scenes to be like,
that shit is funny.
I told you you gave my blood pressure meds. It looks the same. This is Viagra. And he's like on a mission with like a heart on.
Get to the wheelchair.
This is all motorized and shit.
Yeah.
Looking like
all
twisted
just
metal.
jump on their fucking little hover rounds and shit. I like that. Or they get in the paratransit. I don't know if y'all have paratransits there, but the vans that pick up the old people.
Yeah.
And
they only trust one driver, and his name is Kyle.
Yeah, and he
Hey
falls
guys,
asleep.
I'm sorry I'm late. Exactly.
Yo, let's write this thing. Come on, Martin.
That sounds good. The
Let's get this
geriatrics.
shit popping. The
can do
geriatrics.
It seems like something for an SNL skit. Do you know any guys at SNL?
I know all the guys in SNL.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I'm the only one that don't work there.
That's awesome.
But at all the parties.
Be happy for them because they'll
No, I'm absolutely happy for them. I love those guys.
They'll get you. They'll get you somewhere.
Nah, that's not really my bag, doing the SNL thing. Like, when you move to New York, you think so. Like, you want to do all the things that people tell you to do, but then, like, all the gigs that people go, this is what's going to make you famous, or this is what's going to solidify you as a comic. But then you realize you're just chasing shit that you don't personally want. Like, I don't have any connection to SNL besides like it being like I have friends that work there. But growing up, it wasn't a show where I'm like, yo, I used to watch this show every day. I couldn't wait to be a part of the cast. So yeah, but I go to the parties. I have great friendships with the people who work there, and I appreciate that part. And I admire the hard work that they put in, because Che broke it down for me. He was like, yo, we got to write a weekly show from the ages from 8 to 88. We got to make everyone laugh. And I'm like, yeah, that's a tough job. Doing stand-up, you just got to make the people in front of you laugh, and you just use the shit that you think is funny. Like, there's so much shit that goes into becoming a writer on that type of show where I'm like, I don't think I have the mental, I don't think I'm emotionally... I don't think I have the emotional tools to really deal with a job like that, because there's a lot of rejection, a high turnover rate, and I'm like, I'm not built for that shit. So I respect this.
I totally understand. It seems like a nightmare, but I'm impressed with the work to create a show and do it live in front of millions.
Absolutely.
Yo, live. And I heard Lauren is very, like, he's not like a person that pulls punches. If shit's not funny, he will look at you during the sketch like, this is what the fuck you came up with? You know?
Yeah.
And just be like, this shit's trash. So, I don't know. I know it will toughen you up for other shit to come, but I'm like, you know. Do they have an SNL of Sweden? Do they have, like, something similar?
Nah, they tried, but it doesn't happen. It just doesn't work out. They don't realize how much resources and time it takes to do something like that, and the amount of talent. Because they look at a show and they go, well, that looks easy enough, and they put like 6 people together and like, do a show, and it turns out, and they cancel it, and they try again. So they don't realize how much work it takes.
Oh yeah, SNL. Not only do they have writers, they got contributors. They got people who were writers who come in every once in a while to help. They got a whole farm system going on. So
the biggest talent in the world like gather, and they become absolutely amazing at what they do because they work week in and out.
Yeah.
I talked to a guy in New York. This was years ago. This was like more than 20 years ago, and he went to NYU, and he interned at Saturday Night Live in the summer. But to explain it to me, like what he did, he was like, you know that guy who gets everybody coffee? I get that guy coffee.
Oh, that's bottom.
Yeah. Damn.
So you get the coffee guy's coffee. That's
you don't
the
get no
salary
credit.
gotta be okay. Nope, zero.
No. What's your dream job? What's like a gig where you like, man, if I did this, I'm set for life?
Well, that set for life would be like a lot of money. That's set for life for me.
Okay.
But what I do now, because I just meet like people I like good friends, good comedian friends, and we talk shit for 2 hours a day. That's a dream job for me. I couldn't imagine anything better. But I have had this daydream about just being in great movies, but not have a major part, just like do 2 scenes, maybe 2 weeks on a major movie, and you're out of there. No responsibility.
Yeah.
Just be to work with legends and just do the work, not hard work, just fun work.
Yeah.
And you're out of there. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
That little supporting part, that little supporting role in a movie.
There's some people who,
Yeah.
like Kevin Hart was like that for a while before he became Kevin Hart. Remember Along Came Polly? He was funny in that shit. It wasn't really all up and through that. 40-Year-Old Virgin. Just that scene of, I clap all you motherfuckers. That shit was funny.
Yeah. I don't know. I want the hard role. Give me the hard role. Because I honestly want acting and writing. I want to branch off into that. But I want the hard role. I want to be that guy in a heist movie that everyone's like, oh, he killed it. Like he was the shooter for real. I want to be that guy in the heist movie.
Guy who that impresses everybody, like everybody goes. But
like how Queen Latifah will forever be Cleo. You know, like I want like that type of role, or like how we always look at Chadwick Boseman as like as Black Panther. You know, or something like that. Like, I want one of those major roles that say, no matter what, like Chris Tucker, you Smokey forever. I don't care. You're Smokey forever.
Even over Rush Hour, you think his Smokey role overshadows him being?
Yes.
I don't agree. Have you ever seen Friday, Martin?
Long time ago.
What black movies translate over in Sweden? Because we're naming a lot of
Eddie
black
Murphy.
movies. Only Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. Oh yeah, I mean, I loved. He was the shit when I was growing up. I grew up in the '80s, man. Like it was just banger after banger from Beverly Hills Cop up until I don't know, The Golden Child. What did he do? Boomerang. It was like
Boomerang.
The Eddie Murphy's '80s was the greatest. It was the greatest movie run in history, probably.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know if that's a black movie. I mean, he sort of crossed over.
He transcended the genre.
Yeah.
But I'm saying black movies like Friday, Don't Be a Menace.
I remember Boys in the Hood was a big deal when I was growing up.
Right.
Was that John Singleton?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boys in the Hood. Hold up.
No problem.
You here? You with me?
I'm still here.
What else when I was growing up? There were a few of those. Some Chris Rock movies were big.
Yeah.
Was Pootie Tang big? Because Pootie Tang was funny.
Great. Tip-a-tat, tip-a-tat.
It was among my friends. But I don't know if it was big, like, had a wide following here, but it was big to me. Do you remember Judgment Night? Horrible movie. Great soundtrack.
Judgment Night.
No, I never heard that one.
Never heard of Judgment Night.
I think it came out around 93, 94.
Okay.
And it was just a piece of shit movie, but they released a soundtrack where they had a metal band teamed up with a rap group.
Okay.
And they each did a song. So the Judgment Night soundtrack was legendary.
I definitely gotta check it out.
Yeah, at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. Cypress Hill teamed up with a metal band like Anthrax or something. Like Onyx with
the name was Anthrax?
Yeah. You haven't heard of Anthrax?
I've never heard of the band Anthrax. I know what Anthrax is.
When it was in the mail.
Yeah.
Don't open your mail.
I remember Anthrax Scares.
Exactly.
You saw the band for the 90s? Okay.
Oh, way before. But that was a movie that went around. No, there were a few. So, but I guess not all of them. A few made it here.
Oh, so you didn't watch Rush Hours?
What did you grow up with? What movies?
Half-Baked.
Half-Baked. My favorite comedy is Don't Be a Menace by Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. Don't Be a Menace to South Central by Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. That's a Keenan Ivory Wayans. That's a Wayans brother movie. Then I think my top three are probably all Wayans brothers movies. So it's Don't Be a Menace. Then
Blank
it's Scary. No, I gotta put Scary Movie over Blank Man.
Fair.
Scary Movie. Then Me, Myself, and Irene. Man, you ever seen Me, Myself, and Irene, Martin?
Is it a black you?
No, it's not a black movie.
No,
but
it's not a
it
black
got
movie.
black characters in it. It got but it was funny how he did it because he had black sons. Remember, his wife cheated on him with the midget, and then he had Anthony Anderson and the two other black dudes, and they were hilarious in that shit.
That was funny.
I love those guys. They were geniuses too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like they built airplanes, and they I remember a line from that movie when they took the SATs, and somebody got what was the maximum score, like 1,600,
Yeah.
and he like a 1540, and they were like, "You're gonna have to go to Stanford with a retard."
Yo,
I had the flu, motherfucker.
dude, I love that movie, and I would say, let me see. My
Black
other
Movie Friday
two-
got to be up there, bro. Friday, you got to put Friday up there.
If Friday wasn't my Friday.
What?
I respect Friday as a classic, but it's not my classic. It's not
Fair
my.
enough.
It was fun. It was a cool movie to
great.
watch, but it's not a movie that I would put on. If somebody was like, "Yo, you want once Don't Be a Menace or Friday?" I'm like, put Don't Be a Menace on. Like that shit was.
Well, Don't Be a Menace is like my favorite. So we're
Because it was
watching that.
layered. Like I don't know if you remember Don't Be a Menace, but it was layered. It was satire that came at the over glorification of hood black movies. And the way they did that shit was so like they shit on these movies, but they also like lifted them up at the same time. Was like, yo,
Absolutely.
I get we're doing the best we could do, but come on, motherfuckers, y'all can do better.
It was
I
like
love
it was
that
just
movie.
the reverse roles of the dad and the son, where he's like reading the dad the porno mags to put him to bed, or when he's out in the car with his mom talking like, "You gonna live with your dad?" It's like leaves falling, but where there's leaves that fall in L.A.
No.
Think about it. Like it's funny. It's just like this autumn, but it's like they got palm trees. What's going on here? That's not how that works in L.A. Oh, I love Don't Be a Menace. Great movie.
That movie showed me that comedy could be hood and smart at the same time.
True.
Again, you can do some ignorant shit, but you could also like sneak in a message too, and that's what I love most about it.
Message.
I got one more question. I'll let you go because we are coming up on an hour. What was like a decision you made that you initially regretted, but then you later on realized it was like something that you actually needed to do? Like it was the best decision you ever made.
Keeping the baby.
All right.
Oh, you were actually
All right.
thinking about getting rid of it?
Oh,
Like what?
by 18, this surfaces is over. Dad, for real?
Holy shit.
I tell you the truth, the baby wasn't planned, but we never, we didn't think of, not keeping it. We just figured, okay, this is what happened, so let's have a baby.
Oh, you're not married?
Huh?
You're not married?
No, we're not married.
Oh, I thought you was married.
Yeah.
My bad.
Well, I mean, that's just to me, that's just legal stuff. I mean, you could get married for tax reasons, but if you still, it doesn't make a difference. The difference is the kid.
Yeah.
Because that's a bond for life. The
Yeah.
marriage stuff. So, what was the question? The something I did
A
that.
decision you made that you regretted in the moment, but then in the long run it ended up being the best decision you've ever made. Some will go, I'm glad I made that mistake or made that decision.
Heroin.
You've done heroin?
Oh.
Oh.
I'm about to like K&A.
I was like, yo, you got all your teeth.
No.
How's this man not scratching?
The best decision I ever made. No, I've never done heroin. God, I don't know. Usually the stuff you do, you regret, afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
It turns out to be like, yeah, this is a good thing to do, and then afterwards it turned out to be not a good thing. This is the opposite. It's all flipped around.
Yeah, we try to end it on a positive note.
Yeah. No, I would go with keeping the baby.
Okay, I like that though.
I'm
I
gonna
like
go
that.
with
I like
great.
that. That's honesty.
Yeah, but I mean, no, I didn't regret it at all. It just wasn't planned.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, I wasn't planning on having children. I was planning on just smooth sailing, having a nice, have a lot of freedom, do what I want, and retire somewhere. In a few decades.
Mm-hmm.
Having a kid just cancels everything. Now everything's focused on him. But it turned out to be great, man. It's fun. It's a lot of. So what I'm saying is, if you don't have kids, or if you do have kids in your life, it's going to be awesome either way.
Wow,
I like that. He's like, if you don't have them, it's going to be great. If you do have them, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a teenager yet.
Yeah. Do you have kids, Darryl?
Stepkids.
Stepkids.
Yes.
That he raised from babies.
They're grown.
Real grown.
Real, like 20s.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yep.
But how did that do you like the older ladies or?
I do actually. She's 45. I am 38. So it's not too older. It's not. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I figured like 31, and she was like 50.
They tend to have better. They just have better credit.
Yeah.
So I tend to, I mean, do I want to like help one or do I want one established? Like, what do I do here? Yeah.
True.
Nah, jokes.
Okay, the age difference isn't that great then.
Nah, it's not.
But
are
are the kids like, have they moved out or were?
Absolutely, we are empty nesters, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you skipped a step. You went straight to, they left the nest.
Correct. No. Well, we've been together for almost 18 years.
Man.
Oh.
So I've been around since they were like kids. So I get it. So I've seen the levels. Like once they get to teenagers, it's like shit. This is a different beast. You know, to the point that they have kids. So they have little ones that come around now.
But do they call you dad, or what? Are you dad to them?
I'm usually Darryl. Darryl. But their children just like pop up or like hey dude. I get called hey dude, right? So that's like right. And it started little, right? It's hilarious. And it's because Adrian always thought, because his dad would always say, yo, hey dude, what's up, right? So since the kid, he always thought my name was Hey Dude. So he comes in the house, he'd be like, yo, Hey Dude. And I just never wanted to change it. It was like, let that be that, like forever. I think that's cool. Than any other name you could give me. So I'm Hey Dude to the kids.
Wow.
Also Target money. That's what they say. You got Target money?
For Target?
Exactly. Like these kids are expensive. They just skipped over Walmart. They was like, you got Target money?
Wow.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Have they called you Darryl in a sarcastic tone?
No.
No?
No.
It's like, they didn't been like, okay, Darryl.
Probably like when we joke around like that. Probably, yeah. It's never been like that. Usually, they just, if they're really pissed at me, they don't even just say my name. They just remind, you're not my dad. It's just one of those moments. No,
you're
they don't.
Hey dude.
Yeah,
hey,
you're
dude.
not. You're just the wallet.
Oh wow. Yeah, I'm trying to enjoy the toddler years because I know this kid of mine is going to be a problem because his mom's got like ADD, like medicated, diagnosed ADD, and I might be undiagnosed. Mm-hmm. So I know this kid is going to be a problem. I mean, he's going to steal a boat sometime.
But he's going to steal a boat. Hey,
what's your
as long
favorite
as you're
activity?
Like
oh, my bad, Darryl.
No, go ahead.
What's your favorite activity to do with your son?
Stealing boats.
Oh, you said stealing boats or dealing boats?
No, stealing.
You really, you don't fucking steal no damn boats.
He wouldn't even incriminate himself like that here.
No, some people on podcasts, they spill all the tea.
Hey man, I live right off the Chesapeake Canal. Send that like a yacht this way. I'll come pick it up from the back.
Okay.
All right, deal. No problem.
No, I like we've been going to a lot of like they're like big giant indoor playgrounds like playlands,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
I go with him a lot because we're in between preschools now,
Mm-hmm.
or it used to be like in February. So all of February I took him to these. It's like giant warehouses with, jungle gyms and slides and stuff, just gigantic places, and we just spend the whole day there, which is fun.
No. This is actually my last question. I lied to you. What's like a tradition or something that you're excited to do with your son that you used to do with your dad? Like anything you're excited about? You're like, yo, me and my dad used to do this. I can't wait till my boy's old enough to do this. It's going to be great.
Oh, just heroin.
Okay, cool. I knew something was coming. I knew something was coming.
No, I've taken him to a few games, so that would be. I'm excited about passing on the tradition to. My dad didn't take me to games. I went by myself, but I'm gonna take him to games. I've taken him already, but I'm gonna. Yeah.
Are you a season owner? Like a season ticket owner? Okay.
Yeah.
He is the season ticket owner.
The season owner. You got like box seats or something?
No. I like to stay close to the field. Like I'm in row 3.
Mm-hmm.
So like they want to make sure when you yell, they hear you. Got it.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. The refs,
Fair. Fair.
We're a big part of the game. We're trying to be a big part of the game.
No.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd like to take him to a few games. I'd like to take him to, just gems around the city. Maybe like I'd like to meet people that maybe I didn't get a chance to meet, or maybe didn't appreciate if I did meet them. Just like people, I mean, there are a lot of opportunities. It's a big city, so I mean, I could probably set up a meeting. And if he wanted to meet an astronaut, I could probably sure that happen.
That's dope.
Or
That's fire.
Like I know a few Olympians. Like that would be great for him to see that. I mean, there's a lot of successful good people that and they're just people. Yeah. So take the mystery away from being a great person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So take advantage of opportunities with like people and places.
All right.
Yeah.
Love it.
I don't know.
Love it.
How was that? Was that bad?
That makes sense. No, why was that bad? That makes sense.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you didn't take advantage of those opportunities?
I think I got a ton of opportunities, but I was probably not grateful enough for them. Or I didn't see them. Maybe I took it for granted if they appeared.
Yeah.
So, but I'm you think a lot about like what you're gonna do in the future with your kid, and I think that's the one thing I think about, like expose him to good things and good people and opportunity, and like just maximize that. Maximize those opportunities. So I think about.
Is there like a dream job you wish a kid had? Like me and my astronaut. You really want your date? Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
he just wants to know if the world's really flat or not. That's it. I get it.
I'm a flat earther, and I'm gonna send my kid up to prove it. No, but I mean, you could go like prime minister or a giant CEO or a music star or whatever, athlete.
Yeah.
But they're like, especially in Sweden, they're like 2 astronauts.
Really? I wonder how many astronauts we got here in America.
Yeah, can't be more than like 60.
Why is there only 2 astronauts from Sweden?
Because they pick astronauts for. We don't have a space program, so it's the European space program. There's a lot of people who want to get in on the European space program. Got to pick people from all over. But astronaut is like, they only have like 30 of them. I mean, that's the most exclusive job in the world.
Yeah.
I want my kid to be an astronaut.
But what if he made it to the program? Like, what if he didn't get to the astronaut level, but he still was there, like, working for the space program? Would you still be proud? Or would you be like, damn, dude, you could have been in space, motherfucker?
He'd be dead to me.
Oh, wow. Shit. Well, I guess that's how we end this.
That's how we're going to end this shit.
That's the plan B. I mean, if he made it all the way there, it probably means he has like 2 PhDs and he's a fighter pilot. Because those are the people they choose to almost become astronauts. So he made it all the way there. He's already won.
Yeah, that's dope.
So I think astronaut is a good, a goal, a good goal.
Yeah. All right. I like that. What are you doing now to pepper that in? Are you putting little fucking rockets and shit above his bed?
We just do math all day.
All day.
You're gonna learn this shit, son.
Yeah.
If Johnny had 2 apples.
Yeah.
Nah, they do calculus. They ain't doing that shit.
Oh, in fact.
But,
well, he's 2.
I mean, but you gotta start him early.
You gotta start him with the Johnnies at least, though.
Yeah.
And then move him up the calculus. Then we can bump him up.
No.
I don't know.
Right.
I honestly, I don't care. I just, if he's happy, that's fine. Don't just the boat.
Yeah. Well, Martin, thank you so much for doing the podcast. Please tell people where they could find you and hear all your work and stuff like that.
Oh, well, it's not really relevant to your listeners, but I have a few podcast shows, but they're all in Swedish, so I don't know how to.
I mean, look, I
never know.
I don't assume everybody is dumb as me. Like, I can't understand Swedish at all, but maybe my listeners are smart and they're well versed and shit.
Called AMK Morgon, and I got a sports podcast. It's called Division 9. I had a movie podcast. No, never mind that one. Just check out the sports podcast, Division 9, if you're well versed in the Swedish language.
Do you do it in English at all? Because the podcast I was on, you did in English. Or was that just a special?
Well, that was for you.
Oh, shit. Damn.
Aw. You special.
Yeah.
Of course.
They was like, look, we're going to have to dumb it down for the American.
I could promote an English language podcast from Stockholm with 2 American chicks, Catherine and Erin. They have a podcast called Los Stockholm. That's all in English. If you want to get an insight to Stockholm.
Okay.
Make sure I check those out, people. Once again, thank you for joining, and people, thank y'all for listening. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, get some goddamn merch. Download Darryl's album, y'all.
It's in the bio.